Are you recording audio?
Bless you.
Are you
Bless you.
recording?
We
Yeah.
are.
Are
recording.
you unmuted?
Are you unmuted? Is everything unmuted? Can they hear all of us?
Don't look at us like that. All right.
I'm keeping all of this in our introduction. This is what I do with. Welcome to the after show, the show after the show, where we talk about a show where I get criticized for being a shitty producer.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
We're just trying to make sure that there's
Okay.
no L's that you have to take.
I
after
did
this.
need it. I did need it. We
Do
may
better.
have one after show that
Just do better.
half of the episode did not have sound, so that's on me. I'll take it.
Learn from your mistakes
Yeah.
and don't do it again.
Eat shit and
I
die,
just like
bully.
how like
That's what I
I
tell
just like how
myself
we
every
all
night now.
started like all nice and sweet to Bully, and we just started taking like Rachel's energy towards Bully and just being like, we're like, eat shit. Nah, fuck
That's what
you,
I'm most
Bully. Don't
comfortable
talk shit
with.
about
The
yourself.
meaner you got, the more I felt like this was my group.
Oh man, I do
Yeah.
want to listen to the first after show versus this after show
Yeah.
though.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, if you think Rachel and them are nice to me ever, no.
We were
But
nice to
also-
you in the first after show.
Hang on, I'm a three Celsius and I'll be nice to you.
I will remember that.
Anyway, we're not here to talk about Rachel's tolerance abilities. We're here to talk about our season finale of Hades High School. What a finale it was. As usual, we got shit to talk about. I'm going to go through what happened. I'm going to try to do this quick because it was super long. And I thank you all to players for sticking with me through it. We started mid-Fury fight, which went terribly for our group. Instantly, Theseus dropping, Meg dropping. Also, I love and forgot. This is a secret. If you're running a Monster Hearts homebrew, make all your skins and then forget everything. So every time they're like, "Here's my sex move," I didn't know what they were gonna say because I completely forgot. And so it was news to me. And the fact that because they had sex with Meg, everyone was hurt going into a fight. Beautiful.
Whoops.
That happened. Also, thank you for letting me bring the sisters in. That was super fun. That happened. Theseus actually murdering someone, so I got to bring in the Tisiphone murderer line.
It wasn't even a murder. That was like the accidental manslaughter.
What is she gonna say? Manslaughter.
Accident, second degree manslaughter.
Manslaughter.
Please get your accusations right.
That was fun, which gave her a bonus to fuck you up, which she did. Ending with this stalemate of also, I just love the visual of Electo with a whip around Dionysus, Thanatos with a fist above Tisiphone being like, "Don't you fucking do it," and her like, "Don't you fucking do it, bitch." It just
When those two dropped, that's when I started panicking. I was like, "Yep, nope, this is."
And I was very worried because it was 3-on-2. I'm like, they're just gonna kick the Fury's asses, and it's not gonna be dramatic. so thank you.
You didn't realize how low our health was.
I did
and how
not.
fucked up we
I
got.
truly did not. I thought it would be. I mean, just the numbers game. Sorry, weird noise. I thought the 2-on-3. I'm like, they're gonna kick the Fury's asses. I gotta find a way to make this interesting. Thank you for sucking it, rolling. And then we cut to that. Let me bring in Zeus and Hypnos. That was fun. Hypnos coming out just a blanket, naked Zeus strolling in the room and just snap. Because to me, I'm like, again, I'm slowly building Zeus as a villain this whole time. You guys have just been shitting on him some episodes. So I'm like, man, how do I make him a villain when they're just beating his ass? But I'm like, these are my moments where he just comes in. I'm like, yeah, Zeus is fucking unhinged. And he's the king of the gods when it comes to protecting his gods and shit like that, especially against people who aren't in his group. No mercy. So thank you for setting that up. I love just the two-step crack out the door.
I don't. That fucking guy. That's
Oh,
all I got.
sweet Zeus's beard. Which also, behind the curtain, that's what we're doing the after show for, so we could talk behind the curtain. So during that scene, the mechanic I'd set up was essentially everything you did besides going in and like interfering with a battle was a new consequence. I gave you one freebie, essentially. And because you healed, that was one stalling, since everyone stayed together and healed. And then the second stalling was going and doing Aphrodite stuff instead of the rest. That resulted in Athena getting turned to stone. Though we didn't quite see who did it. we know.
Not it.
You almost did a thing where you went into the tunnels after Zag instead, which I thought you might. I had a thing planned for that. Had you have done that instead, Hermes would not have survived. So essentially, each not going into the battle was a new thing happening. So that's why I was like, figure it out. Tell me what you're doing. Because yeah, had you, and that's when Meg's like, okay, let's go rescue Hermes. I'm like, literally, that's what you're doing. Because if you went after Zag instead,
How
Hermes
dare
would have
you,
died.
sir?
I'm ready to kill gods here. I'm not
How
fucking
dare-
around.
Okay, but Hermes is a sweet boy.
That's why it would hurt. Athena's a sweet girl.
Hey, bully.
Hmm?
I'm gonna need you to eat shit.
You had Theseus over here like shook. Theseus is like, I'm gonna stand by your statue every day and, and read your
that-
homework and
yeah,
eat lunch next to you. I don't know what else to
Look,
do.
we're
You
working on
saved
it.
my
That
life.
hurt me. I had 2 scenes written. I had one of Athena taking Theseus to Skelly's to have malts for an official date. I had that scene ready, and then I just seen it for being a statue. So I was prepared for you rescuing her and you not rescuing her, and I was rooted for. I love Theseus Athena, but
We missed out on a cute date scene at Skelly's.
yes.
Yeah, dog.
Yeah.
I would like to say this again.
So that's
Eat
what I'm saying.
shit, bully.
This whole session could have, like I said, I had a lot of different, but I'm multiple times. Also, I love you. I'm sorry, but I love you guys for stepping up to the challenge. I think I gave all of you a like, okay, here's your choices. None of them are good. What do you do? And you guys just fucking making the hard choices, but making the story choices true to your character and helping me build an amazing session. Yeah, that happened. Thank you, but I'm sorry, but mostly thank you. That
I don't
happened.
believe the I'm sorry part. I don't,
Yeah, I don't
buy
believe
it.
that at fucking all.
Not for a second.
Excuse you. Oh, Prince, I just noticed your background. Beautiful. We'll get to that. But yeah, Meg wanted to beat up Aphrodite, which I didn't pick up on you. Like, oh, your sister said the same thing. I was confused too, because I'm like, why does she think Aphrodite did it? But
No,
it
I
makes
thought it was
sense.
a callback. I thought it was a very clear. I thought it was very clever of you to have
We all
done.
thought it was a hint.
Nah.
No,
Well,
I didn't. Honestly, I was like, is this about her punishing Aphrodite? Because, like, I mean, I could be down for that.
Look,
I was with you, Rachel. Don't worry.
I was like, she saw the text on the phone. She's
mhm.
chaotic. She was talking shit about Meg to Eurydice. She fucked with Dusa. And I was like, and now she fucking invited her sisters. I was like, this is fucking over. Like, I'm gonna go punish this bitch.
Yeah, no, there's I can't really reveal it because Aphrodite is still in play, but there's a lot of stuff going on with Aphrodite. She may have been she may
killed
be
her.
taking the downfall for things other people have done that she doesn't even realize that you guys are blaming her for. We'll see.
That happened today.
we all got we all got Reddit brain. We all got Reddit brain. You remember True Detective season 1, Game
Yeah.
of Thrones came out? We got Reddit brain, dog.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. But you went and you rescued, because that was another thing. Had you not rescued her, you would have rescued Athena, but instead you jumped in on
Tell us
Aphrodite.
Eat
Also, you
shit.
stole wands though, which I didn't see coming, and you're like, yeah, I'd take their wands. I'm like, oh yeah, okay. Witches are some of the most annoying villains in Hades. I love them, but I hate them.
Fucking God.
Mm.
Gotta
Unless
get to
it-
deflect up.
Yeah, unless I got my dash deflect, I'm not fucking with them.
I only ever take that
Yeah.
deflect.
Exactly.
I just shit on their faces because
So how did you not
kind of
expect?
good at the game.
How did you not expect?
Oh
me
yeah,
to
I
pick up a
watched your
wand?
stream the other day. Fucking yeah, I'm like, oh okay, so Prince is just good
Pro
at this
Strats
shit.
McGee over
good.
here.
Yeah.
I was taking
Right.
notes. I was taking notes because I'm working on my speed.
Yeah,
runs
you were
right
in
now,
there
and I
too.
was like,
I'm in there trying to fuck with him. I'm like, okay, I didn't realize you're a pro gamer. All right, I'm like, G. That happened, but you rescued Aphrodite. Good for you, and you made her be nice to you. So that was a thing. So they also, Vin, you were putting pants on while people were fighting for their lives.
That was the funniest shit ever, man. Like,
Hang on. This isn't gonna mean anything to anybody but Bully. But it had big Evelyn hiding the bongs during the
Yeah, inside joke. Those of you who watch Taste of Youth will get that, as we had a vampire character who terrible things happened and police were coming, and one of our characters hid bongs instead of dealt with the bodies because they were afraid of the cops. Yeah, it did have that energy. It's Hypnos. And I hated that Vin, you knew you were doing it. You had that ready. I saw
Vin
you.
was like,
You had that
as
in the
soon as
chamber.
it happens, like, but pants though,
Okay, so
like,
here's the thing. As soon as somebody was like, your clothes are in that room, I'm like, the first thing I hope Vin does is put the clothes on. And I was so glad that we were on the same wavelength.
you're just as bad. You're just as bad.
Listen, I had no combat skills. I had to be
No,
funny.
The
It was-
pants were perfect.
It was
Pants
so
were perfect.
good. It was such a way to cut. There's so much tension building in those scenes, and then you're like, "I'm gonna put my clothes on." I'm like, "Of course, beautiful." That happened. Saved Aphrodite. Sent them on their way.
That reminded me of Devil May Cry. I don't know if you've played the Devil May Cry remake. If anybody knows what I'm talking about.
Oh
Very
yeah,
beginning of the
I
game,
know what scene where he's like
Doctor's
jumping
flying
through
through
and
and
like
he's
jumps
grabbing
into
his
Putting
the
his
air.
clothes,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's the level of drama. Devil May Cry is the most dramatic game.
That one especially.
I love
That one was
game
like,
so much.
It's the
oh,
only
that one is
video
not
game.
good to me, but I still enjoy it for what it is because
It's so
that
much
DMC was, it was extra and not the necessarily good. But that we're not gonna just another discussion.
It's a whole nother.
Hey, I got a whole thing about that. So it was the first video game. My parents were cool with me playing most things, but when I put Devil May Cry on my Christmas list one year, I swear my mom looking at me and she says, "Devil May Cry." She's like, "That's the most
You're not
messed
talking
up
about the remake, though,
sounding."
just 'cause
No,
I'm
this was
talking
the
about the
original. I
remake
was
in
a young
specific.
boy and I asked for
Okay.
something called Devil May Cry because it sounds normal to me. And then my mom saying those words back to me, I'm like, "Yeah, that sounds edgy as fuck." And I get that you're like, "What are you into?" And look at me now, Mom.
They're just watching that damn video game.
I remember telling parents like,
Oh, when we worked at
in my
GameStop?
days,
Yeah,
yeah.
Why is this rated R? This is-
I used to be straight up with parents like, how do you feel about your kids seeing titties?
it depended on how cool the kid was. If the kid was annoying, I told him why it was rated that way.
And I was working there during the holidays, so it was just mom buying random shit. I'm like, all right, so this game has dicks in it. You good with that? Just straight up dongs flopping everywhere. I fucked the prostitute in this game.
Are you
good
talking
with that?
about Saints Row?
Does your kid like dongs?
This was Grand Theft Auto San Andreas times, I think.
San
Yeah.
Andreas had dongs?
Prince's version did. Anyway, back to Hades High School.
High coffee, baby. No.
I can't say.
Y'all are
We did that. We roasted Aphrodite. We talked about doing the heist. We decided against the heist. We went in, edited a cool scene of everyone just like, yeah, how do you fuck shit up? And everyone went and fucked shit up. I purposely left Athena out of the description. And I'm glad no one called me on that, so I got to bring it in later. Beautiful. Saved poor Hermes. That was nice. Fucking Theseus and Ares. I root for that bromance so hard. I'm glad that happened. And then, yeah, you knocking over the Dionysus statue.
I had to. As soon as like you mentioned that, like last episode when you were like, "There's a statue. It's a giant Dionysus. His fucking dick is pouring wine out of it." I was like, I'm gonna have
His
Thanatos-
vessel.
His vessel. Sorry.
Vessel. Yeah, that was the word for his vessel.
His vessel. His wine.
I
pour.
hate it.
No. As soon as you mentioned that, I was like, I'm gonna have Thanatos fuck with that somehow.
Yeah, it's got to
I'm gonna
break.
fuck with that.
It's got to
somehow.
break.
Got to.
Oh, before all this went on, though, we had Deuce as a snake.
Oh yeah, I started this as a snake,
Yeah.
and I bit Cece.
Yeah, you got the choice of like, hey, fucking bite Artemis. Let's take down the God Squad. And you bit CC instead. Deuce's roles always come through in like these high risk moments, so I love it. Yeah, you bit CC instead and then escape. So that set up some cool things too. Help the God Squad. Tunnels were collapsing, and then you're the good guys, so you went in to help. And then that's when my friend Roll20 came to play. 2 failures out of 3. And Than, I just loved how many decisions we had of like, pick one. And yeah, Than making the call of Meg and Dusa, leaving it to the dice or going in for Artemis. Makes sense.
I know. Go ahead.
I 100% believed you were going to leave us and was 100% okay with that.
Look, there is nobody more capable than the ladies of Hades. All right, they're like
That's
they
gotta
got
be a
it in the
shirt.
bag.
Hades
Yep.
ladies.
Yep. I need
Yeah.
that. I need that, please.
Like they got it in the bag. You know they've. But honestly, the way Roll20 acts up, not a fucking chance. Not a fucking chance. Like no. Like, and I thought about it, but
I felt between the two of us, we had a chance.
Oh, it would have had to been both of you, not
You
one
know
of
how
you.
bad I felt splitting the party there, where I grabbed Athena. It was
No, but
such
I
a
liked
hard
it.
choice.
Oh,
it was like,
yeah.
So good.
Theseus
What do I
was-
do?
Especially with the role to carry her statue.
Yeah, just
Mhm.
being fucking hulking out, and yeah, the development we got on Theseus just with Athena was fucking beautiful. Especially since we also remember they just had their first kiss too before all that.
Yep.
That was this. This is the same night. You know, this night felt like 10 years.
Oh shit! This is the same night.
hmm Yeah.
uh-huh.
Oh yeah, then totally. I already approved of it, but now I even more approve.
Fucking great. But
I
yeah,
always stand by you, bro. We're doing the same thing. It's fine.
making the hard call, rescuing the Hades ladies, and getting the fuck out, which we did. Now, what happened outside? Someone had a scene. Theseus immediately went to Persephone, which was also an interesting call.
I also told Poseidon a little bit of something.
Oh yeah. So that was a thing where like I like the nudge wink wink that Poseidon might be in a relationship with Theseus's mother. But it was also one of those things I'm like, I'm never gonna make it an actual plot point unless someone else brings it up. It's just gonna be a background thing.
And this is why I didn't wait. I waited all the way to the last episode
Yeah.
to even bring it
Again,
up.
it's like we fucking collaborate on these things. You guys always are fucking hitting the story beats without me saying a word. So yeah, you bringing it up, shutting him down at that point. But also, yeah, I had the idea of like, yeah, it's one of those things where like they might have had a weird summer thing. Also in this game, Poseidon's 18, because again, I don't want to get into that shit. But yeah, of them, him being on his phone, and yeah, I like the idea of like, no, of course he was actually into her, and it was just a weird. They're going through a divorce, midlife crisis, and yeah, I love you just
Here
cutting.
comes the pool boy.
Yeah, yeah. God, that's perfect. I'm mad I didn't think about that. But yeah, you just cutting through the shit and be like, after all this stuff we're on, you're holding your fucking petrified lover and being like, hey, I know you're fucking my mom, cut it out. This is the kind of writing you get in Hades High School. And then the rest went to get help from the teachers. Things happened. Time passed. Also, what a moment with all of our Thonic kids just sort of, I love to like going to Hypnos's room and just fucking Theseus crying in front of everyone the first time. Dusa being like what most people consider the weakest link. Like I like that like when the God's God or a teacher had to deal with you guys, they went after Dusa. And vice versa, you guys went after Hermes. I love that Dusa's fucking the backbone of this group now. Like shit's going down. She's the one healing. She's the one helping. Speaking of healing, Hypno's bringing Theseus back. Another thing, so much shit happened. Bringing him back with like, hey, buddy, you ever tried not being unconscious? Also, I love the juxtaposition of that happening while Thanatos is literally like bringing Meg back supernaturally in this beautiful, like, kissing them awake moment. And Hypnos is like, hey, she kind of fucked up back there.
Thump, thump,
Idiot.
Yeah.
flicking his nose.
Yeah.
No.
Beautiful. But yeah, back to our dorm scene, our Thana kids coming together after a rough fucking night. Just a beautiful moment all around. Loved it. And then time passed. What happened during that time?
Boons.
We got boons.
Boons. First of all, Meg almost
can I
giving
explain
me
myself? Can I
the
explain
greatest
myself?
gift by going after Aphrodite. I'm like,
I was so puzzled by that decision. I was like, wait a second. Did you say no? That wasn't Artemis. That was
yeah,
Aphrodite.
I'm like, yeah, sure. She'll give you a boon.
Okay.
And my wheels are turning.
Here's what happened.
What had happened
didn't-
was,
What
What
happened?
happened was I was like, fuck, I need a boon. And then I went through the list in my head and I was like, Athena's out, so Theseus is gonna ask Ares, and I'm like, I want them to have that story moment. And then I was like, shit, that just leaves Aphrodite. That sucks. And I was like, oh, well, I'm pretty sure she called my sister. So I was like, maybe I can black her for almost like killing. Like maybe I can just try to shut her down about that. That was going to be my angle. And then immediately she reveals, no, she didn't do that. Dionysus had invited him. And then 2 minutes later, I sent in chat, guys, I fucked up. I forgot about
I saw
this."
that
I
after
saw
the
that.
fact. Yeah.
Yeah, we
I was
all
just-
saw that.
I was just looking at chat. I never see it during the thing because it fucks up the cameras. But
I went through the list in my head real quick of like, who should I ask? Who should I talk to? And I just skipped Poseidon and everybody else was either out of commission or gonna be spoken for.
Also, how appropriate though. Poseidon fucking in Zeus' shadow. People forget about him.
Yeah.
Oh, poor wet baby.
No.
Don't say poor him.
Don't say poor wet
Yeah,
baby.
That's why I
But
shit on his bracelets and shit.
Yeah,
You giving
no,
that
yeah.
shit to my mom?
You
She
call
don't
about
wear
him
it.
as Pookie
Fucking,
shit.
it's fucking 2021, dog. Hey, where's fucking Puka shell, dude? Fucking going back to the North Shore. you
Bro, I
fucking
saw your
poser.
shells in my mom's dresser, bitch.
She doesn't wear them. They're not cool. No one thinks they're cool
My mom,
anymore.
They're lame as hell.
Yeah. So yeah, you went after Aphrodite and just fucking fully gave me that. I'm like, oh god, I thought they have enough on their plate, but let me introduce another way to screw them over. That was happening. Thane and Dionysus having their moment. That was sad for me. I got a
You
little choked up.
motherfucker. You
What the hell?
No, I
Actually?
was straight up crying, actually crying in my fucking. I laid on a thick enough makeup because I knew that something was gonna happen.
Oh, honey, we saw the black running.
Yeah, it was. I was crying like a fucking baby back rib.
I'm glad you went that angle because I feel Dionysus this whole time set up as like just a dude over his head, just a guy who he doesn't know what he's doing anymore.
Yeah,
He's
that
in
was
the-
fucked. That fucked with me. I was like trying to keep my shit together. I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah. I'm like,
this
I
is
want
Yeah, that
messed
was
up, yeah.
real hard.
I want him to be
Poor
a
guy.
tragic character because again, he's usually just like, oh, the party god, it's fun, blah blah blah. But I'm like, in this setting, I'm like, yeah, he's about to graduate and have all this pressure on him. I'm like, you're the first graduating class of this crazy prestigious school, blah blah blah. And he's like, I can't handle it. And he's just been self-sabotaging. But also he doesn't know how to cope with it. So nonchalant in the fact that like even half your conversation was like him trying to be chill about it. So it was very easy if you had not pushed just to sort of sweep that under the rug type things and never scratch under the surface with him. So thank you for pushing that and giving me that opportunity to like fully play Dionysus in the way I've had him that way my whole time in my head, but I'm like also he's got those barriers and we'll see if it's worth getting through. Especially after it's kind of his fault with the shit, which
You
was
hurt us all.
yeah.
I
fuck it.
never leave a homie in the lurch. Never. No, I could tell. Fucking sad clown Pagliacci over here.
Mhm.
That ass. Fucking you got fucking Pagliacci. You got PacSun. You got fucking whatever. Fucking
Paxson
Energizer Bunny,
Pagliacci.
motherfucker.
I
Yeah.
don't remember that one in
that's my
Community
new
Arte,
name.
Paxson.
Fuck, that's my new handle, Paxson Pagliacci.
Pagliacci. That's fucking good.
Are they even still around?
Yeah, dog.
They gotta
Yeah,
be.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Both of
Okay.
them, the
Yeah.
clown and the store.
God damn it.
Yeah, that was a fucking great moment that I like. Also, didn't really like have ready because I thought at this point we kind of were brushing past it because you sort of failed to dig deeper with him because of the roles, and then I was like, oh shit, here we go. So I was kind of caught off guard. I was sad. You were sad. I thank you for doing that with me again. Seeing that takes trust. Takes a group like this to do.
Yeah. That wake line is gonna be like I fucking reaching. I was like something. I was like party guy. Okay, we gotta fucking do something. No, thank you. That was phenomenal. That was
Yeah.
that was fantastic.
Very interested in seeing his development after that.
Mm.
We had that. And speaking of fucking sad times, Theseus and Athena in the garden. Oh,
Break my heart open.
Yeah.
I was like, that was the only thing I could think of Theseus do. He's not gonna mope. He's just gonna like, here, I'm gonna come out here and I'm gonna bring our homework and I'm
yeah.
gonna tell you all the things that are going
thought of
on.
him just like talking to this
Eat
statue.
lunch.
People just like, I just imagine some like people looking out the window, all seeing Theseus just out there with the statue. Yeah, fucking sad times. Also, well, I don't know. It's kind of obvious that some of these people obviously are fully in tune with the fact that they're fucking supernatural. But some of them truly, like Ares, truly does not realize that. There are some of them that truly don't know and like aren't playing dumb and aren't like closing ranks. They're just like, what are you talking about, dude?
I believed that Ares didn't know that he was, but I didn't believe that Ares didn't know that other people around him were. Which is why I was just like, you know what? I don't have time to talk about this with you because I honestly, I like you, but you're kind of dumb and this is going to go over your head.
Yep.
I like you, but you're dumb is totally a mood.
I mean, this is a line of me and my relationships with me and my friends, but that's neither here nor there.
Just me and my relationships.
Boy. Yeah, that I fully had prepared for Athena essentially just being out of commission. Like I was not going to bring her back, at least not this season. And then April Raygun with I'm like, fuck, I love you guys. Always fucking find weird ways to interact with things.
You should know how to make it stop.
100%. It's always things that I'm like, yeah, duh. Why didn't I think of that? And I'm like, yeah, let's see it. Let's see what happens here. Because also, well, we'll get to that later. We saw some sisters. Other people got sisters around who may have had something to do with that attack. Put a pin in that for later.
They haven't brought up yet.
Which was a little bit of the I made a promise thing. That was specifically to Dusa. That wasn't to the animals as a whole. She's more
Assume
than
so, but Dusa would.
Yeah. You play that off so well. That was a good moment too. But I'm like, there's so much shit going on that'll be it for a different day. Yeah, but you coming through and helping with that, which of course, once you decided and you successfully sort of helped with that, I'm like, okay, I think I know where Athena could come in at the last second. What else did we have going on? Hypnos and Zeus. Yeah, you willing to play it out to the end. This whole time, if anyone at home doesn't realize, Vin's actually running this game. I'm just hanging on for the ride. I don't know what's going to happen session to session. I'm literally just waiting for the reveals with the rest of you to what Hypnos is going to do.
I can't believe you called that, Wes, because I just dropped that into the chat as like a passing thing.
Oh, what do we call? What did I miss?
A wrestling reference.
Okay.
Wes is muted. You're muted, sir.
Wrestling reference. Yeah. Yeah. As soon as you mentioned it, I was like, oh, let me get to work.
Yeah. But yeah, Hypnos playing the long con, and finally we getting some info. We're getting some results from you taking the high risk route, finding out about Zeus, and then Zeus using you to get to Theseus. I like the dream to like go in and be like, yo, here's the plan. Also asking Theseus to take the L. I was so like, good. I don't think he could do it, but we'll see.
Yeah, I didn't want to use a string. I wanted to be your own volition prince, and everything ended.
It was a good play. I love the whole discussion there, like because he genuinely did consider doing this for Hypnos. But then again, it was fucking Zeus.
Listen, everything played out like 1,000 times beyond what I had planned or expected. So that was fine. And I'm glad that didn't happen the way it did. So
that was a challenge too. I'm like, is Zeus a badass who saves most of the gods, but also like comes out as an asshole through it? And luckily you guys set that up nicely. Like, we need to go help others. I'm like, now's my chance. So I was worried. I'm like, it could be a way where you're kind of okay with him after this. So I might need to ramp up an asshole move that I had ready that looked like I didn't have to do.
Perfectly.
So yeah, it worked out nicely. Oh, thing I completely forgot. Another moment I fucking love that I skipped over. Our sex moves are talking about what we should be punished for in those flashbulb memories. You guys fucking killed it on that. Than with a little the backstory with the family and the Hypnos thing, because I love how you two work that in without having a full on exposition talk about it, but there's just enough to where like you're building to the sort of thing of like what is it like with them at home and this backstory with them.
That's one of those things that I talked with Ben for a little bit was like, are we actually like for real brothers, or we're like brought in like both kids of divorce and stepbrothers and stuff like that. And like, that's why we're kind of tight, is because, you know, both came from the same situation. And we're like, yeah, yeah, that's definitely gonna be it, but we're not gonna make a big deal about it. We're not gonna, because you don't fucking, it's not like you see on the internet on those sites where it's like we're step siblings or anything like that. Like it's
No, stuck in the dryer.
it's just
Stepbrother.
yeah. A stepbrother, no, but like no, like they're brothers, like they're straight up brothers. But it's like why? Because I always think about like, why did I act out? What was some of the things that pushed me to act out when I was a kid? And it's big changes like that. Like that was situations like that was what pushed me to start wearing, you know, Vans and like, I'm gonna be in a ska band now and all this stuff like that. Like,
Yeah, you fucking hit us with that, which built up that moment so well. And fucking Prince building off, also giving me the gift of the Asterius backstory. For those of you at home, me and Prince never talked about Asterius.
Nope,
never
not once
mentioned Asterius.
I didn't even bring it up to you because I was like,
You serious?
I have Asterius in my background of what I think helped make Theseus the whole time, but I never brought it up.
Oh my god.
Never brought it up to Fully.
And since the
Look at you
beginning,
eat shit.
the demon has been Asterius. I've known
Which
Asterius is
I
coming in.
figured that's who Asterius was, but I was like, I don't care. I know what I want Asterius to be to Theseus. 'Cause
That was
only makes
the
sense.
weirdest just syncing of the wavelengths. Like when you brought up that story, I was like, wow, why are you were clearly like literally me and him have not had a single discussion. And you'd think, oh, he's playing Theseus, we're gonna figure out what Asterius is to him. But I purposely left it vague because I was gonna bring it into this, and then him coming up with a story. I was like, that actually works out perfectly. 'Cause
And yeah, that I wasn't expecting. Like, I was like, holy shit. When he shows up, I'm like, holy shit, I set all of this up for myself. I set myself up for this L.
when you brought him in, I tried so hard to poker face. I think I did a good job, but I was giddy because I knew what was coming. And when you set him up, it's like, yeah, I used to be friends with Asterius. I'm like, tell me more, please.
damn Pompadour Minotaur himself.
Yeah. The whole time I'm like, I mean, it was the thing like you could put two and two together, but I'm like, I also want it to be just a little vague of like, what else has horns? Like, oh yeah, this weird like cult demon satyr, whatever. There's a lot of horns going on. So I'm like,
Everything's horny.
and that is our after show for yeah. That was a thing. So yeah, for you to bring up that, and also what a fucking like just a beautiful, vulnerable memory / like guilty thing that Theseus was feeling. You gave us so much for Theseus while also setting up Asterius all in one thing. Oh God, I was
It was an accident.
It was beautiful.
I was so grateful for that. Yeah, where you gave me exactly. I'm like, okay, so this won't be just a random cameo. This is like you fully made this into the story. And
My bro.
yeah, I've been waiting. I didn't want to stare us in from the beginning because I wanted you a chance to have other rivals. Or
And I just felt
bonds and
like
all
it
that.
would make sense that he would dislike Theseus being like a bullying asshole. Like,
Yeah, when you
Asterius has honor and such. And,
exactly.
and
When you
and
gave me the
Theseus-
memory, I'm like, oh, go on. Sorry.
no, it's like that just was the play on it. And I was like, and that was when Theseus realized maybe I'm doing it wrong at the same time. Like, and that didn't make him better necessarily. He just took a less violent and awful path along the way.
Yeah. You didn't fix things with him. You didn't like apologize or do anything. That's just a thing that's sort of been sitting on your psyche and your guilty conscience. God, like I said, I was like, no one's gonna believe me that we did not work this out. But we literally had no discussions about Asterius's part in this. I've kind of had an idea from the beginning. I've wanted to bring him in, but in this weird roundabout way. And thank you for that.
I didn't think we were going to get to that part, by the way. That's why I was like, all right, I feel like dropping this is fine. I think this might be like next time sort of thing. And then he shows up and I'm like, fuck.
No, I want him fully in the mix for next time, as well as the other people, which we'll get to. So we had that. I think that was all the catching up. Also, I like when Hypnos was like, "That's it. I just want my boon and I'm done." And Meg's like, please. And you're like,
Don't
"All
forget
right."
about Theseus's bro boon.
Oh
Best friends.
yeah,
Best
free
friends.
climbing the brooding
Yes.
cliff and being like, "You're my best friend." Like, can I get setting me up for the line of like, "Can I get a boon?" It's like, I don't know. Can I get a best friend?
That was incredible.
Why am I
Same.
crying in the club?
Oh my god, what was it?
That was the moment
Something.
that almost made me start bawling.
There was the walls line too.
The wall ride,
Oh my god, y'all were like, I was trying to not crack up while y'all were doing this shit. Like, which walls are we talking about? Like, god damn it, stop. I'm trying to have a tender moment here.
Hey, Prince, how does it feel?
I know I do it to you all the time. I can't.
Half of this game is there being these beautiful, vulnerable moments. One of us throwing in just the worst innuendo, but then we still have to keep being serious while the rest of the cast is
Pounding.
Clouding, just clouding over here.
Yeah, I lost my mind. I could
My
not stop
favorite
laughing.
line from that whole scene was Ares going, "I want to punch you so bad right now."
Yo, I almost lost my shit then too. I did crack up a
It
little
was
bit.
so funny.
I just want everyone in the after show to know that while he complains about us, he posts music during
Mhm.
In
other
our
people's
private, yeah,
scenes,
He's the worst of
chat.
us.
and then
I
starts
do.
making comments in our private chat that he knows will break us.
He sets the mood, honestly. For me. Like
Yeah,
during that
like-
fight scene, I'm like, "Timber by Kesha, yeah, fuck yeah,
Yeah,
let's
I
go,
It was
yeah,
a
I'm
perfect
not saying
song
that
to
it's
me.
not, it was the best
Perfect.
stuff.
yeah."
This is
I
why I
love
look at
everything
the
he
end
said.
and I just shake my head for about 5 minutes, catching up on the chat of like these motherfuckers.
That's why I started off the episode with "It's so hard
Oh no.
to say goodbye."
Also, thank you, Rachel, for calling out Thunderstruck. We'll get to that though. Then we got the wrestling. Which was beautiful. Our tag team, our fucking dirty duo.
We won.
Yeah, he did. Just fully handling our heroes, Poseidon, Aphrodite. The fucking cup pour on the head, the disrespect. Meg just handling Poseidon, no stress in the ring.
You think Thanatos is actually gonna wrestle? No. He's teammates with Meg. Like, come on now. Like,
Beautiful.
it's the
beautiful.
best wrestler in the school.
And then it all just devolving into just a fucking brawl outside of the ring after the match is over. I'm like, God, I'm all of this is like picturing in my head. I'm like, this is fucking great. This is sports entertainment. Winning the belt though. Again, either of these matches very much were up to the dice. I was fully prepared for them to go either way. That's when Roll20 betrayed me and went for.
I
the
wrote
players.
0 failures tonight.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Not one.
You're fucking on
Same.
fire. Another championship match, of course, with the hardcore. Good call on that. Just fucking spicing it up a little bit. With Zeus, which just also turned into a full brawl of everyone interfering. Dusa almost getting wrecked. I also love that you were fully prepared as Hypnos to just Gremlin interfere with everything. I loved it. And Dusa pulling out the wand on Hypnos.
That was so good.
I'm sorry, what?
I'm
You
so
said
proud.
I
I'm
got.
so proud.
I literally gave you a chance to take that wand from me, and I brought it back up.
That is
I
No,
love
I
the
wanted
to
glitter
give you
feather
that.
duster wand.
Oh,
the
yeah.
glitter feather duster wand was just
That and then the
Perfect.
chair scythe, just these little details you guys come up with are fucking brilliant.
and I was like, well, Extreme Measures Theseus. I'm going all in on this. I'm gonna bring a whole fucking chariot to the match. Let's fucking
Which worked
go.
out perfectly because they were just weapons everywhere.
Instead of guns, I
Yes.
was just throwing weapons all around.
And you were
the ring.
literally, so one of your skin moves was extreme measures. And I love
Yep.
that you literally dressed the part to activate your skin move, which
Yep.
was.
I told my wife, I was like, I sent her a picture of Theseus and his extreme measures of it. I was like, I want something inspired by this. Can you make it happen? She was like, you want a gold mask? I can make you a gold mask.
She
It
did
was
amazing.
so
Can you
good.
can you tell her how good of a job she did from us?
I will,
Not from
I
you,
will.
but from us.
Yes, from the world. Oh god, that was amazing. Yeah, made some great fucking wrestling matches, which are again, Monster Hunter is not a combat game, but Hades is just a combat game, kind of. So this is me trying to balance out this was a combat heavy session. But hopefully it worked well. I always feel weird about doing combat in Monster Hearts, but that's why I try to frame it in the most dramatic way possible and not just trading harm. And I feel like it worked out for the most part. Good on you guys. Also, yeah, at the end, just fucking leaving the belt. The whole thing has been Theseus building up to being the champion, being like, nah, none of this means shit to me.
It was
Fucking
really
bravo.
just salt in the wound for Zeus more than Theseus not
Oh, it was
caring. Theseus
gorgeous.
cared about the championship.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
But he cared more about making Zeus feel
That's
like
why
he
it's
wasn't
even
shit.
worse. Yeah, we all know he cared about that shit. His room is full of trophies, yet he fucking sat on this one just to hurt Zeus.
It's not about winning. It's about telling a good story.
Uh-huh.
It's the beginning, dude.
We
Or
told a
both.
good fucking story.
Just want Pat to be proud of me.
Yeah.
I really, during that whole moment, I wanted to find Orpheus in the crowd when we were fucking walking away and just being like, basic. Just like getting in his face.
Dude,
Like,
I'm ready. I'm ready for the now that there's less gods, we have more time for staff next season. There's a lot of characters.
I've been waiting for the Theseus Orpheus showdown.
Yes, so have I.
Please.
So have I. Never thought it'd happen, but after that episode, I've been waiting for it. And then you had a present waiting for you in the changing room. Good times for
Screw you,
Terrific.
everyone.
bully. Screw you, bully.
you sent us Callisto. I'm pretty. Did you say wolf pelt?
He said
Yeah.
It's a wolf
He said
pelt.
wolf pelt. Oh, okay.
So
I
it-
completely in my brain. I was like, that's Callisto. Like fucking Callisto got skinned.
No,
and
it
fucking,
wasn't.
you know,
Obviously, wasn't actually Artemis, but it was meant to scare you into thinking the shit's serious.
Yeah,
Get
I
your
mean,
ass
Deuce
over
totally
here.
believed it was Artemis
Oh
Mhm,
my
mhm,
god.
mhm.
because that's what Deuce would.
Also,
believe.
yeah, it worked out so well that Thane failed the roll to see Artemis be fine. Oh no, you didn't fail the roll. You saw it, but you
wasn't
saw she wasn't
dead.
dead. She was
I pulled-
saw
yeah,
she
I
was
pulled
dead,
the
so
string.
it worked out well
No.
because she wasn't dead. She was essentially kept hostage, which led to our real final battle, which was of course the Asterius reveal, which is fucking great because Prince set me up for that without realizing it, and I love him for it. Circe with a hostage Artemis. And then of course a fucking Zeus not happy with losing, following you guys in and showing up, just leading to fucking pandemonium. A lot of shit
Yo,
happened.
bro, take your L. You got
Why
your
did-
Achilles
you
tendon
can't-
cut.
Oh yeah, I forgot about like that. It literally
You
gets
got
cut
frog
into. dude.
splash.
Oh, fucking brutal. But
Feel
yeah,
fuck that
Dusa
guy.
again pulling out the fucking wand, and then yeah, another choose this or that, and you guys were like, yeah, let's fucking kill Zeus if it means saving Theseus.
It was the.
It wasn't
like,
just
saving
Theseus.
Theseus, saving Artemis, and then saving Zagreus. That
Yeah.
was that
Uh-huh.
was the goal.
Yeah. No, there's a lot at stake. It very much makes sense the decision you made. Like I said, this episode was all about tough calls.
Here's the thing. Theseus wasn't saying no because he didn't want Zeus to die. He didn't give a shit about Zeus. He didn't want you all to kill Zeus and then feel bad about it. Like that was the thing.
Yeah, I
Oh,
love the
we
back and
haven't
forth.
even
of, like,
covered that
yeah,
part yet.
Theseus not wanting that to happen. Thanatos being the harbinger of death, being like, this isn't how he dies. Almost was. So the Hypnos thing was essentially all would have played out depending on Hypnos' betrayal. I was fully prepared for Zeus to wreck Hypnos if Hypnos tried to do anything against him, which almost happened at the end. Zeus
I mean, he
fucking-
was already wrecked. Let's be real. But
Oi, yeah. Coming in hot on that.
Damn. Hot damn.
But yeah, making the call of let's kill a fucking god to save the rest. The ladder match getting set up, and then because again, I did not plan on Athena being in this scene until April made the call to help with the thing, and that's why I was like, shit, yeah. And Athena's whole thing is obviously protection, divine protection. So I was like, yeah, she's gonna come in and rescue. And also the dice just helped tell that story too, because you were losing, you were failing
Well,
against.
And you know, I started to roll again, and then I was like, you know what? No, I'm gonna make him have to make this choice. I'm gonna make Circe have to make this choice.
Mhm.
Don't want to take me out? Fucking do it.
Oh yeah, it set it up fucking beautifully for her to come in, which also is nice because again, Sirius thinks you're just an asshole and no one cares about. So for a person to like risk themselves to save you, it's like, what? Like, why does this person actually? Theseus has done something to make someone care about him. So
And thanks to Wes telling me about how Theseus is going to die, Theseus was like, this is it for me. So I don't want anybody else to get caught in the crossfire as well. So let me go ahead and handle my business and y'all stay the fuck out of it, which I knew y'all wouldn't do out of character.
I could not do that.
But in
I'm
character,
sorry.
he's like
Yeah.
hoping that girl would actually do it.
No, I had that string. I was going to use it.
God, yeah, so good. Again, you guys have made these skid moves feel so narrative and fun, and you fully embraced all of these weird things that you guys can do and just made the best of it. It's been so good for storytelling. But yeah, that happened. Then the decision was made, and you shattered Zeus.
I'm sorry.
No, do not apologize for anything. That made this fucking
No,
name of the
that was
game is
good.
Feral.
Artemis, no.
And things were feral, and you killed Zeus, so Cersei kept her word, and you vanished with
Until?
everyone else. I know she kept her word the whole time, and then you went back on your thing on the way out.
That was me.
Oh! As soon as you said, I knew immediately. As soon as you said it, I'm like, all right, I don't want them to think I'm an asshole, so I'm gonna let them know where Cersei's mind's at. That like, yeah, you fuck with her, she's it's gonna be bad. But also, it makes so much sense that go for it, because again, and Than disappearing to bring back Zeus, showed up not on your island but somewhere else, and then
Real Randall Flag moment for Zeus, by the way. I don't know if anybody's read the end of the stand uncut, like the unedited stand.
Yes. Yep.
But it,
Yes,
but
I
it,
know
but it
what you're
shows
talking
up on a
about.
different island. And there's
Yep.
like real those kind of vibes there where it's like, yeah, that's not going to turn out great.
Yeah.
mhm.
He's going
And
to come
then-
back with a Trojan, with the
And
army.
this is
of
how we
Greece
get the
against
Dark
Troy.
Tower versus us.
And then showing back up. I just love I don't know. I love visualizing everything. I love Thanatos feeling accomplished, like strolling back in and being like, what the fuck? And everyone's freaking out over a dead Artemis. Oh, thank you for giving me that. Also, fuck you for giving me that, because I love Artemis. But
Eat shit.
and she died.
I'm gonna guess.
Oh,
it.
you
Somebody says,
asshole. You ass.
Don't fucking do that. Yeah, don't.
I shit Artemis died. Which also led
Well,
us.
I guess that means she gets to be with Callisto.
I want to go home.
I
decided.
eat shit, Prince.
I mean, he said Callisto was dead. I'm just like, well, now they get to be together.
Hey, Mom, can you
See,
come
I'm here to
pick
tell
me up?
happy stories, happy, good
I'm
times,
not
good
having a
vibes
good
only.
time anymore.
Oh, and then back to the school, back to the beginning. Cycles repeating themselves. I'm like, what's another blonde god that knows about lightning and thunder? And you just dropping the body off.
Motherfucker.
And the Hades High School expanded universe is now in play. We'll see what
I like to
happens
think-
with that.
I like to think there's an alternate universe where we don't have Hades. We've got hell. Like you said, there's hell. But
Well, that's what they said. There's another school. There's Hell High School
Yeah.
where Hell runs it with
Yeah.
that group. I didn't get to describe the rest of the group, but you could take wild guesses on who some of them are. And weirdly enough, they run into issues with their school. People seem to be attacking these schools, and but now you're all one happy family, and that'll be season 2.
Right.
But we don't gotta worry about Zeus. Don't gotta worry about Artemis. It's gonna be a good time. That's me. For this though, we'll do our usual go around, say any thoughts, feelings. But also not just the episode, maybe just the season, and maybe what your hopes and dreams for your characters too. because when we started, I wanted to get everyone what they want to accomplish, who they are, what they think their characters are, and what they want their characters to get to. Sort of a little bit of that development. Sort of speak on if you think you reached that, or if that's changed, because of course these things change once you start actually playing, and sort of your thoughts on what's in store. So we can say our nice things about each other, but I want to hear a little bit about your thoughts of your character from the beginning to the end of this season. Vin, give it to us.
Well, I remember being terrified during session 0 and like flying by the seat of my ass trying to figure out what am I going to do for Hypnos. And I just pulled from the game and said my goals was for him to have some motivation. And boy, did we find it, though. Like, oh my God, like it happened. And like this experience actually helped me be a better role player overall, because that was one of my problems. Of course, I can react, I can be snappy, but in terms of character goals, I never could find one and like pursue it. And that just made things 100% clear. So this was a fantastic experience. I'm so glad to have met you guys. This has just been great. And then we can do the extra love yous later. So.
Yeah, thanks for running the game, Vin. Because for someone who doesn't know character goals, I'm sorry, what? You were running the behind the scenes the whole time, and we were flying by the seat of our ass, figuring out what the hell you were doing, and loving every second of it.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Oh, that's perfect.
Incredible.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Holy
okay.
shirt.
Okay.
We either get
Oh,
bully or shit.
This is what
bully.
happens. Green screens are weapons now in this.
I was just gonna.
Get Gritty involved in that.
I mean, that was the first thing I thought of when he said that.
No, it's cool. I made a new one just for you, Bully.
If you ever want to feel appreciated as an MC, get you a group like this. Thanks, Vin. Thanks for that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Moving forward, though, with Hypnos, what are the thoughts? Because you had a pretty complete arc, a complete goal, a sense of like you went deep undercover Zeus, Hypnos of all people.
Undercover.
Yeah. Being
Was
like
undercover, just
being the
wrong cover.
one that fucking gets up close and personal with like the king and queen of the God Squad. I don't know. I'm interested in what that looks like in the future now that things have shaken up.
Oh boy. Yeah, I am terrified, but it's so excited.
Sleeping in a koala.
Oh.
Oh, cool.
Motherfucker.
I
Oh.
love this game. Are you playing this game? I love this game. This is great.
Wes, talk to us.
Oh yeah, no. So we're not doing the I love yous and stuff like that. Cause
We can if you want.
Well, no,
but-
as is
We'll do it
tradition,
next.
but we'll do that next. Let's get this. But like talking about like character progression and stuff like that. Much like then, I was terrified rolling into this because like I've been doing streams over at CCS for a while, and I've been playing with the same people. I've been playing with like the same group of people, just kind of like switching out, and then sometimes bringing in some new people, sometimes not. So I've gotten comfortable. I've gotten used to them. But like I didn't know, because I myself am a very extra person, if you can't tell by the fucking amount of paint that I've slopped on my face for this game. But like, so I was worried that I was like, oh, if I'm gonna make too big of decisions, like two choices that are too big, I don't want to ever overshadow anybody and anything like that. But like, and I was worried because that can be rough when you're playing with a group of people and then being like, you know, that kind of dynamic. But no, like since session 0, I knew that this group of people was going to be fantastic. And Thanatos did not turn out how I envisioned him at all towards the end. I did not know there was going to be wrestling. I did not imagine him to be a fucking heel, just like the fucking Switchblade Jay White of the fucking, like, that's another I'm sorry, there's so many wrestling references. It's been a long pandemic. But like just like that fucking OT3, the whole brother, like going from, and like that's something also I was worried about with like then role playing with you has been awesome as like brothers, because it's really rough going into like Monster Hearts and being like, yeah, these two characters are fucking, they're related and stuff like that. Because people can make that shit weird. People can make that shit really weird. I've seen it in games before. That shit is kind of weird, and like that takes a lot of trust and like a lot of like good role play to work together and stuff like that. And like I can do the I love yous, but you're all fantastic. I like at like halfway through the season, I was like, these characters are awesome. I love each and every single one of these characters. I can't wait to see more of them. I can't wait to say goodbye to them towards the end, and like a when they're ready kind of way. And that's still cooking, but like you all play your characters perfectly. You're all wonderful people. And I don't want to see anybody else play these characters. So don't make a Hades live action series or anything like that. Don't burn down the fucking
I mean,
studio.
if you want to, just call us.
I just have to say, Wes, I appreciate your wrestling references, even if no one else gets them, because I like, yeah.
I can't wait to go watch wrestling with you, Papa. That's gonna be so fucking awesome.
For sure.
Yeah. The rest of you, that's gonna be happening at some point.
You just keep telling me to shut up when wrestling was on.
No, well, I only say when somebody's got a mic in their hand. That's it. When we watch wrestling in my Discord server, I'm like, if somebody's got a mic in their hand, please do not talk. But other than that, but yeah, no, that's beside the point. Like y'all are fantastic. And nobody else could play these characters like y'all do, and nobody else could like. I would never want to see Thanatos in another Monster Hearts game play like anything else, because now like I can't, like, this guy's gonna be a part of me.
Boys over here like, I'm about to release all these skins out into the wild, so good
Like,
luck, partner.
Part of this was to get people to play these skins. So
Well, that too, but like yeah, like I would like definitely go out and like play it once fully releases these into the wild. But like, shit, like I can't watch anybody else be Hypnos or Meg or Dionysus / Artemis / Hermes / anything like that, or Dusa. Like, yeah, that's yeah, y'all yeah. What an experience. You'll make me a better role player. You'll make me a better person. Shit's awesome.
Rachel.
Everybody's great. I think we're skipping that anyway. It's super weird for me, at least. I don't know if anybody else ran into this, of making like a character goal or progression for a character that already exists. It's like a weird thing to conceptualize, because especially it's like in game, the arc with Meg is like she's mad at you and then you give her enough stuff and then she starts being mean to you in a way that you like. And so it's like trying to figure out like, okay, as like a high school student, as like a teen, like where do we go? What do we do? So in session 0, I talked about Meg wanting, instead of like just being like aggressive and angry, wanting to see her be like have relationships that she'd want to protect and to be like more protective people. I think I got there in some ways. I hope. I think they're definitely relationship form, especially with like Thanatos and Dusa and Hypnos and Theseus as well, of like growing to care about them and having like that group dynamic and like a family dynamic. I think going forward, that's the kind of thing I'd want to explore, of like Meg, whose only experience with a family really comes from like her sisters, who are very terrible, just like not chill and cool, to like a found family that she like really feels like confident and part of and kind of secure in. I think that would be cool to see moving forward.
Well put. April.
I'm not going to talk about you guys because we're not doing that right now. I'll
The
follow
hardest
the
part
rules.
for you guys. I can see you struggling as
We're
you put
getting
up
a
an
second-
eat shit bully background.
Yeah.
It's so hard for me not to be nice to the rest of you.
I'm going to sit like this while I do my part then.
You keep saying eat bully or shit bully.
See, if I sit the right way, it kind of looks like it's an advertisement for Skelly's. Eat Skelly.
There we go.
Eat at Skelly's.
Yeah.
So right there. We can pretend like it doesn't say eat shit bully until he upsets us again.
We're two guards. One of us eats bully, and the other one shits bully.
You have to just figure out which one's which. Okay, sorry. We're talking about goals, right? I think
Who knows?
Dude, not even I fucking lost the thread
You- I
somewhere
know.
along the way.
Tell me about the
Like-
character progression with Dusa, your what you first conceived of when you thought of her of Session Zero to
Okay.
where we came about
So-
now.
unlike Rachel, I felt it was easier to work with a character that already kind of existed in a world. Because I've said it before, I refused to play Monster Hearts. It was one of those games that was like, I kind of played it once. It got real weird and awkward. And I was just like, nope, this is not for me. And then you gave me Dusa, which, fun fact for those who don't know, I also tried to be Skelly. So you
Yeah,
could
she had the choice between the two. Weirdly, no one else wanted to be Skelly.
I was literally the only person who applied to be Skelly.
I think
You
maybe
told
not
me
the
that
only.
during you
I
told
thi-
me
I
that
think
during
so,
the
yeah.
interview
I think
that I was
Yeah.
the only person, and that's why you gave me the option. Is because it was just the weirdest.
that was
one.
so intriguing. I barely put him in there. But yeah, I'm like, I could. We'll talk about that later. But yeah.
So it could have gotten a lot weirder, but instead we got Dusa, who just wanted to be friends. That was her only goal. Her only thing she wanted was to be friends and make friends, and I think she did that. I think I accomplished her goals. And it, like I said, it was much easier because it was already a pre-existing character, and unlike the rest, it was a pre-existing Ace character,
Mhm.
which gave a whole nother
Yep.
level to this game that made me comfortable playing with it. Because you gave me the option that I could change all of those roles to a different type of role to match the character. And I think it worked out really well. And at no point did her sexuality make this game any less than what it was. Which I think you ignore the background, Bully. Thank you, Bully, for making it able to do that with this character.
Yeah, no. I mean, shout out to Avery Alder for there's actual asexual rules in the game about turning
Mhm.
each other on as teenagers. But yeah, I mean, obviously it takes a little trust on that, and April did such a good job with that. Thanks for trusting me on running a very sexually charged game.
Yeah,
with
Everyone, you and everyone,
you
like
navigating that.
I think
and,
I told you all at the beginning of that, but
Yeah.
but
Me and you
everyone
had talked
just
about
handled
it
it
at
in
length.
such a great way.
We introduced it to the group, but we never were like, okay, this can't happen, this can happen. Like I said, it was just a lot of mutual trust, and there was never one scene or opportunity ever where I felt like, oh, her being Ace kind of holds back
Nope.
from this. Yeah,
I
like,
never felt held back.
I thought it was navigated beautifully from you and everyone to a sense where there's still romance. There's still these
yeah.
interests. We had all the same sweet, sexually charged, all these moments with Dusa that everyone else had, and just navigated in a more interesting way. And I don't even think there was ever once where we came up with a thing where like, okay, Dusa's asexual, so this happens instead. It all
Nope.
just flowed
Everything flowed.
so naturally through the narration, even to you being pulled into an orgy with the rest of your friends, being like, "This is awkward. I'm out of here." That worked very well, and something that I think would be hard to pull off with a lot of groups playing an asexual character in Monster Hearts and based on a very horny video game. But
Yeah, it's a horny video game with a bunch of horny people in a horny game, and I chose to play the one character who sleeps with no one
yeah, and
until
yeah.
season 2, maybe. I mean,
Yeah, and that's what I love too. Like the option's still there. Dusa has a sex move, and sex is defined by however you want to define it. So it's absolutely
because
still
ace people can have sex too.
Yeah.
absolutely.
This-
Sorry, that was my PSA for the day.
No, it's awesome.
It needs to be repeated because
Yeah.
people get really stupid about that.
Just because you're
one of my
ace
closest
doesn't
friends
mean
is
you don't
ace,
do anything.
and it's a constant struggle because they love playing this game too, and it's a
Mm-hmm.
constant struggle for them because they like to play ace characters. So it's like, and I know you might know that I'm not going to say her name on here, but like you probably know if y'all hang out or whatever, y'all watch the stream. She's a fantastic person, but like she told me that she like really appreciates it. That was something that was like that really brought her into the game was you playing Dusa as ace because like
You know-
that's dope. It's dope. It's
I mean,
fucking dope.
it's one of the things I told Bully was the only way I'd play this character because
Mhm.
in the game
100%.
she is canonically Ace.
And I mean, when you said it when we were in our session 0, I was like,
Yeah.
that makes
Yeah.
perfect fucking sense to me. I'm like,
And
that's Dusa.
I love all of you because the minute I said it, I had to hold on my chair like, this is going to be the make or break moment in this game, how they react to this.
I want a banger, damn it. Yeah, no, it was.
I mean, I wouldn't.
Turn me into stone.
Look,
Jesus.
was good.
everyone in the group wants to bang Dusa, and that's fine.
Mhm.
Maybe
And it can
someone
happen.
will.
Like I said, it can happen.
Maybe Hermes will finally get in there. We don't know. Season 2.
Yeah, and that also led to that. Well, we'll talk about that. Is just like I'll talk about that later. Prince, let's hear what you got to say.
Oh shit. Well, I am gonna ignore the rules and say y'all are dope. I like playing with y'all.
All right, we'll shut it down.
Anyway, no. So I remember when I first like wrote into this application about Theseus, I was like, I have an idea what I want Theseus to be immediately. Like as soon as I saw like the playable characters, I was like, all right, Theseus is number 1. Hypnos is actually my number 2. But I wrote about Theseus and I was like, Theseus is like this really hard, like sort of like I work so hard to be good at everything sort of guy. And I have to show up all these gods and stuff like that. I'm a champion and I'm kind of an asshole about it. But then when I get home, I just like cry and sit and listen to soft music, and no one gets to know this part of me because no one gets inside that close because I'm not going to let them. They're not getting the close to me. I have like 2 friends ever, and those are the only people who know me, period. And I was like, I want Theseus to grow and either be a much shittier person throughout this or be a better person. And that was my only direction. Those are my goals. I was like, either I'm going to be Lord King Theseus, king of the castle, king of the assholes, and I will have loyal subjects, or I'll have a bunch of friends who actually got close enough to me to make me better. And the whole arc with Darkest Self was like me living out that fantasy of Theseus being like, I'm gonna run this shit. It was a weird, like, I appreciate y'all playing off of that. And a lot of the stuff that the grooves that we fell into in this game, just being like accidentally just serendipitous. Like Deuce is like, well, I'm not going to help you through this. You're going to stay your Darkest Self. And I'm like, great. That was the right decision.
I mean, that was going to be my decision anyway, but can we also remember the part where I was like, I wonder if I'm going to go to Theseus or Than? And you're just like, no, just like waving like crazily, like, do not say Theseus.
I think it was just like, and then like the whole, like everybody just came together in ways that I didn't expect. And like, I've never played Monster Hearts, so I didn't know what I was necessarily getting into with this. Like, how much is RP? How extra are we all going to be? Am I going to be too extra? Because I really worry about that in games where I'm doing stuff, because I am loud, I talk a lot, and I'm very expressive with everything that I do. And I was like, oh, we're doing outfit changes in the middle of an episode. I am by no means the most extra person in this group. I got it real quick once we started. I was like, all right, so we can all be extra together. This is going to be perfect. And it stayed there and it never stopped. And I loved it so goddamn much. Like, that helped me as a player and my character grow, because all of us played off of those like extra things. And we all really played into the whole, these are high school versions of their characters. And me being a giant fucking history nerd, I've read about all of us, basically everybody that exists, and like lore. And I'm like, all right, so how do we play this? How are people going to play these characters? Are they going to go all in on these things, or are they going to make them their own? And everybody made their shit their own, and I fucking adored it. And Bully, you accidentally awesome sometimes putting us all together and figuring out how to play off these characters and the random shit that we come off with. Good job. Good job dealing with us.
Kudos.
Good job, Bully.
Mm-hmm.
Good job. You can eat
You're
shit, but
right.
good job.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not changing my
Good
pattern.
job. Have some
Something.
shit.
You're all right.
Here's a bunch of poop emojis for you. Congrats.
No, there's anything I take pride in, it is somehow assembling this group of people. As I said, this was a hard fucking game to not necessarily conceive, but to figure out, as far as there's a lot of things work against. I went back and forth. I've had this idea for a minute, and every time I'm like, this doesn't work, because one, anyone who's been a part of any fandom realizes fandoms ruin everything. Hades is a huge fandom, so I'm like, you can't play characters that everyone has such concrete expectations of, and there's already so much fanfic and whatnot of that, like, it's really hard to get people to accept, because I did not want a group that's gonna play like, yeah, these characters like this, I need to be like this. Like, that's fun, I enjoy that, but it was very important to me that you all were willing to essentially sometimes go against sort of established things and make things your own and take those risks and make a character that the fan base at large might be like, oh, I don't think they would do that. Because again, this isn't that. I try to stress that in this setting, you're aspects of Theseus, an aspect of Thanatos. You're not just a one for one of these. And you guys, yeah, we during our interviews talking to you all about your plans for the characters and whatnot, that's when I realized, I'm like, no, you're willing to truly make this your own, and you're not just trying to do a playbook. And I was really scared of just essentially a simulation going on of like, yeah, we all know these characters, I put them together, the most obvious things happen. But that did not happen. I haven't seen a single fanfic with Hypnos, Zeus, and Aphrodite having a threesome. That's Dusa and Hermes, like, what pairing is that? Fan and Dionysus, Theseus and Athena, and then Meg being like the protective one instead of just like, it'd be very easy just to be like, I'm the head bitch, I'm doing this. So everyone really leaned into, and as soon as an opportunity presented itself to explore something that isn't fully supported in the game, you guys did not hesitate, and it made, I think, for really, really good stories. Most importantly, our stories. Like you said, these are inherently ours. Other people using these skins, playing these games, doing whatever they want to do with this, it's not going to work out the same way, and it shouldn't. And that's very, very special to me and really important to me. They were willing to do that. And then also, at the end of the day, just coming up with a cast. Because again, it was like, well, do I want people playing the gods? But like, I kind of like the underdog thing. And like these character dynamics shouldn't work. Like Theseus and like, this is a weird group to anyone who knows the game. This should not be a friend group. Some of the tension you would expect from the game personalities fully came out, but you guys also fully explored like ways to reconcile that, and just given, like, again, it all took making it your own, which made this, I saw the list of potential characters people could play, and I'm like, who fucking knows how this is gonna work? And you guys nailed it, and you made it, like, to me, this is like, yeah, this is the core Hades group, right? And then like, if I play the game again, I'm like, oh wait, I forgot, like half of these people don't interact with each other, because why would they? But it doesn't fucking matter. It's amazing. What else do I need to say about this? Yeah, and also another risk is, like some of you alluded to, Monster Hearts is weird. It's a weird game to play with people. I've played once, and that was when Rachel ran it for us, because me and Rachel love this shit, and we've talked about this game forever, but we, in our real lives, don't have people at this level of extra. That game was very fun, but this is like my ideal Monster Hearts is with people who are shameless about this shit, like I am. And it made it great. But yeah, it's also a weird group to cast for. It's like, you guys cool, like, role-playing, banging each other and doing this, and also fighting each other, like, all of the things
on stream, mind you, on stream, live
You
on
cool
stream.
today? You cool for this?
All the situations that are like uncomfortable and you usually avoid in a lot of games, especially on stream, especially with strangers, especially with people you've not played before. I felt like I've been playing with you guys for a fucking decade. You guys just flowed into it and hit every story beat. You guys were communicating subconsciously so well. Like I said, the give and take, I want to just like clap sometimes. I was so happy that like you guys would pick up each other's cues or pick up my cues. And I'm like, so this is what, like, when it feels like when people are like, oh, that's scripted. That's how I felt half the time when I'm like, yeah, I had this like weird thing in the background that maybe could happen, and you guys just dove headfirst into it with barely anything. Because that's, again, it was, you could tell we were all paying attention to everything happening, and you made such a good fucking story because of it. Which also, just like you guys at the beginning, at first I was afraid, I was petrified, but I end up playing.
I didn't do it.
Half the NPCs that I'd like effortlessly, because I was also worried about, people expect these characters to be like this. I ended up playing so many of these so different upon immediately contact with you guys and your characters, and I loved it. My Ares was so different than I originally planned, but now I'm like, he's one of my favorites with the Theseus stuff, even though, again, you look episode 1, he came in as a pretty hard like villain, and you ruined that by making it so much better by somehow befriending him and having a candy eating contest with him a couple episodes in. Just so many things. Artemis is like, I just expected to kind of be a background character that you guys just sort of pick up and nurturing that story. Just so many cool things of like, I don't know. It was so
nurturing. Wes did the absolute opposite of that to
true.
me.
Yeah.
Murdering.
I almost swung on Wes. I almost swung on Wes for hurting her but again, I don't know. I get that attached to certain NPCs.
Though. It was great.
It's cool. Dionysus is fine. Everyone else people love is dead.
Exactly.
Hermes,
Yeah.
we went and saved that fast idiot.
Hermes
so-
too. Didn't think I'd be doing much Hermes stuff. Hermes is fucking ended up a Thonic kid more or less. It was, you guys just, again, made it fucking great. Also, I was really nervous about, these are all in the new skins, the skin moves and stuff. And I feel like this is a bad play test because you guys are too good to where if I let other people play these skins, they're going to be like, what the fuck do I do with this move? Like, it's useless, and I'd be changing things. All of you found such good ways to make each skin move such a great narrative, whatever. And again, it feels like I wrote this just for you guys to use my skin moves and to be weirdly self-serving. But I am honest when I told you I forgot half the moves once I wrote them. I worked very hard on them when I did. That's how my brain works. It then does a nice wipe, so I go on to the next thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I was excited when you brought stuff up, and I thought it felt like a unique game for this group, for the story, because of how you guys were creatively used a lot of these mechanics handed to you in a mechanics light game.
I just want to say to those at home, if you have anything other than constructive criticism about these skins, if they get released and stuff like that, I will drive to your house. I will beat you.
I will stare at your dad and I will twerk. I will clap them cheeks and distract the fuck out of him.
I will have sex with your mom.
I will set your house on fire.
Please ignore all that. I very much want constructive criticism. I want to be the best.
That's what I think.
But they could do
Anything
that.
Not
other
constructive.
than
Oh,
constructive
If they're
criticism.
bullies, we burn their houses down.
Yeah, exactly.
The bullies that can eat shit. That's the
Yeah.
motto. Eat
Yeah,
shit,
eat
bullies.
Eat
We
shit,
will
bullies.
leg drop you and ride your face all the way down.
Yeah, you
No,
guys
not doing that.
made
That's
it seem
phrasing.
too fucking easy. I was fully prepared to do like full rewrites mid-season. You guys made it again too fucking easy.
No, you worked hard and it showed. You did a great job.
Just
Good
with
job,
those
Logan.
and just tough choices all around. Like I said, I have played games. One of my favorite things about TTRPGs is having those choices of like, here's the fucking crossroads, choose your own adventure. Neither are great. And you guys are so good at embracing of like, not necessarily taking your L's, but like not looking at every situation as like, how do I win this? How do I come up on top? How do I smooth over everything to make things work nicely for this group? You guys embraced the suck so well and just made some hard fucking choices and just did not hesitate along the way. And again, that's something I've ran into a few times where I give people these choices and they're just fucking paralyzed by it. And I'm like, am I mean DM? Am I doing something wrong? Is this like, but you guys just, I would see the looks, and I love that no one was ever on the same page with them too, which made me feel like they're good choices you made. Because there was never a choice someone made that everyone was like, absolutely, that's the best choice. I was like, oh, I wanted the other thing. Those are my favorite parts. I love that. And you all did it, and you supported each other 100% of the way. I felt like everyone was comfortable making decisions, potentially screwing over things, because you knew at the end of the day, we all love the story, and we all love each other, and it worked out great because of it. But yeah, As far as my expectations for the thing, I had a loose arc, and I was also prepared for this to potentially be a 1-season show, sort of wrap everything up. And you guys said fuck that, and now we got cliffhangers and stuff. So I'm excited for that.
I even called you out during wrestling, dude. War games, gotta have it. Gotta have it. War games.
Now I'm thinking of war games. You motherfucker.
Halloween episode.
Look, we'll talk. Also, wrestling was serendipitous that didn't realize Prince was as into as he was. I had thought of wrestling because, again, it's the Greco-Roman. Like, there's so many ways it weirdly works in Hades. And I'm like, that was my also biggest thing. I'm like, does anyone else like wrestling? And I'm just going to think this is stupid and not know what's going on. The fact that I got 2 mega fans and everyone else just fucking embraced it and ran with it. Because at the end of the day, it's all about being extra. So I'm like, if they get Monster Hearts, they get that. Thank you for somehow making the weird wrestling subplot a continuous thread in this game that I thought I'd have to abandon immediately.
Wrestling is one of the most important things in American culture that's ever happened. And
yeah,
we can talk about that later.
You gave me the wrestling. You all leaned into the romance so well, which again could be an awkward thing with Monster Hearts. I told you guys from the beginning, like, don't bang episode 1, which is just my personal. I like the build up. And that's all I said about it. I was never like, okay, next episode, let's start doing more romantic things. I just said it from the first thing. I'm like, don't jump into it and let's build up to it. And everyone just, it was flawless. We went from that, went to full arcs, to everyone being enemies midway through. Like, this felt, I always try to run my things like a show. I like episodic type things. I like cliffhangers. I like that flow. And I like each episode having an arc and then the season having an arc. And you guys just were flawless and just picking up on that and making it amazing to watch. So thank you for that. I laughed. I cried. Very, very, very grateful to all of you. And that's it.
Right?
Now, do we say nice things about each other?
Yeah.
Do you need to say nice things? You should go ahead. Everyone say something nice if you got to say something nice.
Go ahead, April.
Yeah,
I was
April.
waiting for Bully to do the order because we have to do it in order.
No,
Do
not
we?
anymore. Nice is fired from the hit niceties. Everyone start with me and then go wherever. I don't care if you say something about anyone else.
Bully, I'm gonna kill Toledo.
Get out of here.
The crossover episode now. No,
Everyone
Bully,
did an amazing job.
thank you for picking me. I'm glad that I ended up in a game with you that ended up with me being here. Because I've said this before, but I'll say it again. Like, I've never had a group that I played with that came together this fast and got each other and just understood, like, just grooved off each other. Like, I play with people in my house where we don't come together this quickly. I play with real life friends who don't come together this quickly. It's really odd and amazing at the same time. Like, you just find a bunch of people and you just click. And I don't know if that'll ever happen again. This is fucking might be lightning in a bottle sort of thing, but I love it. And I'm looking forward to playing more games with y'all at every opportunity that is possible.
Cool. We're gonna take turns running games for each other's on our channels. Remember? That's
I like I'll just turn into like this is a group now.
Well,
Let's do
so
it.
like I talked to Rachel about this some. I had a really bad group before this that almost made me quit streaming, and it kind of came to a head right before this game and as this game was going on. And so like the fact that this group came together so well and was just so, we're a family. We're like, I don't know, we're not just a group that plays games together.
Eat shit family.
Eat shit family.
Eat shit, fam.
I don't have a lot of DMs that I feel like I could yell eat shit at and still be like, I also love you completely and
Yeah.
please keep hurting me.
Yeah.
But I feel like that with everyone in this group. And it's a really big deal for me because like I said, I almost quit a lot of things. And then you guys happened.
Big same. I almost quit playing Monster Hearts and stuff because like even like towards like the beginning of this, like there was a group that I played like privately with and it just it imploded. And like I've been playing a lot with the same people, things of that nature, running things. So thank you, first of all, Bully, for the opportunity to play, and thank you everybody else for like allowing me to share the space with you and stuff like that. I don't get to play often. I applied on a whim. I was like, because frequently I'm like, I'm too busy. I don't have time to do anything for myself or be in a game with other people or anything like that. And I love the universe and I love Monster Hearts, and I wish more people played it. I wish more people played it nicer. But you know, but that's not about that. But like y'all, like I fuck with y'all. And like I
You
don't
fucked most of them.
look, okay. Look, I don't I don't open up to people as easily, and it's weird because like I think I was talking to Rachel about this. It's like I just fucking like dove into this, like dove into like y'all, like gelling with y'all, and that like that never happens. I'm a very closed off person. I don't flirt with everybody. I don't flirt with just anybody is what I'm trying to say. I don't like open up and like want to run games for just anybody. Like I don't want to like take what's something that you're into and let me run a game for it. What's something that you're into, let me run a game for you, and stuff like that. Like each and every single one of the people on this stream, if they needed something on site, like ride or die, I would like, y'all need help moving, be there. If you need me to fight somebody, I will fucking do it. If you need me to make a dinner because your in-laws are coming over and all you have is steamed
That
ham.
seems like too much for my
Okay, this is getting
in-laws.
kind of weird, dude.
That sounds
I mean,
like a
You
lot.
should not be. I mean, I don't have in-laws.
I was a
but
chef. I was
don't
a
think you
chef
should
for
be
10
cooking.
years. I was a chef for 10 years. So you can rely on
I
me.
need you to
But,
cook
like-
for me and find
I mean, could you just cook? Wait, what?
Yeah.
what?
Good for me.
I'm on
Friday.
board, but I also want food.
Yeah. But yeah, no, like y'all are really good people. And if anybody has anything bad to say about y'all, it's yeah, like y'all are really good people, and I can't wait to play further games with y'all and get to know y'all and hang out with y'all, and have and grow and bond together. If that's where this goes, I don't know where this goes. I'm a fucking sap sometimes. I'm like a goddamn tree.
We're going to see wrestling together, fam.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, we're gonna go see wrestling together. So,
We're
I mean,
never
yeah,
going to
that's-
talk to each other again
No,
after
it's
tonight.
fine. Yeah.
It's over.
But no, like y'all are really good people, and I hope that everybody that plays like this game, or they play with skins, or they start their own streaming endeavor, I hope everybody gets a chance to find a group that's like this, because it does not happen often. I have run multiple streams, and this is the first time that this is actually like there was no scheduling snafus, there was no fucking sniping at each other. There was no like everybody was responsible, everybody was safe, everybody was fucking ribbing. It's like healthy ribbing, but like everybody's like just gelled so easily and works so well with each other, and like it is so refreshing. So refreshing. And thank you for accepting my weird death facts and me putting on a face paint and everything.
Everyone was so extra.
That's a part of me that I brought. I love death facts. I love that. That's a part of me that I brought to Thanatos. And I'm so glad that you all were okay with me telling you on average how many people fall off cliffs annually. So yeah, that's it. I'm gonna shut up now. Thank you.
Hades High School, fun
Yeah,
and
no.
educational.
Yeah. Fun educational. I love y'all. Y'all are great. That's it from Crazy George Lucas.
Beautiful.
Thanks, everybody, for teaching me about wrestling.
And that's it.
I just feel like I've learned so much being here. It's 2 a.m. over here, and we're all being emotional, but I think that's what I really want to emphasize. You guys are so great. Session 0, I just remember like logging on and kind of going around and everybody talking and just being like, this is good vibes. And not just because like I am very extroverted. I try to get along with most people most of the time. Not that anyone here or like anyone out there is actively just trying never to get along with anyone, but Prince But I just remember thinking like, this is good vibes in a way that's more than just people being like polite to each other or people wanting to make a good impression. This is like good vibes of like, we could all be very good friends and this would be good. It was just like a very good feeling from that moment on, and getting to just like watch all of you was such a pleasure, and then getting to like be part of the story felt so good too, and to be like included in all of it. Yep, respectfully watching. Thank you, Wes. It was just really great. So thank you all for bringing yourselves to the table and being cool. And thank you again, Bully. I'm sorry I told you to eat shit and everyone repeated it at you.
I did this whole thing
Not
for
sorry.
you. Behind the curtain, Rachel's the only person who wasn't cast, because I know Rachel in real life. She's near and dear to me. And
You're gonna really make me cry in the club right now.
That's the 2 a.m. talking. But no, this was essentially, you were the first person I thought of when I came up with this concept. Like, this concept's wild. I'm like, Rachel would love it. And I immediately told Rachel was an automatic in. Sorry for everyone else. And then I found these wonderful people. Now they have to play with Rachel too.
I'm so upset now.
Sorry.
Yeah, look at the sadness in my
So-
face right
Like
now.
the fucking
So sad
nepotism. How
that-
dare y'all?
Yeah. How
Rachel's
dare
also the
you
only one I
bring
threatened to
Rachel
fire,
into-
though. Because I told Rachel, I'm like, look, if you don't bring it, I have so many good apps. Your ass is gone, dude. I got.
How dare you talk to her like that?
Exactly.
I told him to eat shit live on Twitch.
Yeah.
So if he wants to threaten me.
I told her straight up, I'm like, you're a dear friend of mine. I want you to be happy. I know this game will make me happy, but you should see some of the people that applied. Meg's a great character. I'll kick your ass out if you don't give me everything. And she did. Kind of friends I have. Vin, any last niceties like that?
Yes, because
Did you
oh my
threaten
god,
anybody?
Who did you threaten when you started?
I threatened myself because I was terrified when I saw this game.
First
I
you were
think I
afraid,
said this
you were
already.
terrified.
Exactly. Because I was like, oh my fucking God, it's Hades. Oh my fucking God, it's Monster Hearts. And I was just telling all my friends about it. And I was like, oh my God, y'all, wouldn't that be so cool if I got, and I would have to pause for a second. We have to play this game entirely over. Prince has to be Hypnos. I had to be Theseus because Theseus was my number 2.
I'm on board.
Yeah.
I'm on.
Seriously,
I'm 100% on board.
Yes. I was like, yo, I could be Hypnos. I could be Theseus. Oh my
That should be
God.
our Hypnos Halloween dream. Is everyone plays a
Wait.
different character?
Your character sheets. Pass.
I call Than. I call Than.
Oh man,
I gotta be the weird goth kid.
I'll be Meg.
I'll be- I guess
I
I'm
want to be
doing-
HBIC. I want to be HBIC. Yeah, like that's.
Beautiful.
But yeah, I literally started streaming in April, and I never expected to have such an amazing
Oh my.
experience. Yeah, so soon, so sudden, and like y'all have just made so many new opportunities and friendships I did not expect to have so soon. So thank y'all from the bottom of my heart.
This is the second game that I've been in with Vin.
I love you, Vin.
And Vin made me cry in the other one. So no, it's fantastic.
Eat shit. Vin.
Like I said in the chat, I was like, I was never bored
Ever.
anytime that I was not like, you know how sometimes it's like, I don't know. I've been in a lot of streamed games, a lot at this point.
They can get
and
really boring.
I've even been in ones with people who are celebrities and shit. And I'm just like, once I'm not talking, I'm like,
I'm
what
very
can I look
prone
at
to
on my
zoning out.
phone? Like,
Yep.
That is such a
I was
DCS
so
thing.
engaged with like everything that y'all were doing at all the time. And I was like, I had to come back to say that because I was never bored. I have ADHD. I'm always bored of
Hey,
random
show
shit.
of hands. Show of hands. Who in this
I
cast?
think this whole cast is. Yeah. That's why it's
why
such a
you're all
good
in
game.
Camp
That's what we're
Half-Blood,
doing at Camp
because
Half-Blood.
y'all have-
No one can
y'all
pay
have
attention.
ADHD.
But we all were able to pay attention.
Yeah, that's the thing. That
Also,
says so fucking much
Prince,
to me.
I had the same thing as you were, like the whole extra thing. I'm literally playing a character who does not shut the fuck up. And I'm like, I don't want to be that way, but it's my character. But I was always like worried that I was talking too much.
Same.
Everybody,
I was worried about this.
I feel like everybody made space for each other and also knew like when was like good to
Like a good
step
rep.
in and to play the character. Like there was a really good balance. And I feel like everybody like got their moments. There's never an episode where I felt like, oh, like that one was like, you know, obviously some episodes had like more like fan than others or more whatever, because that's just like how storytelling goes and how TTRPG goes. But there's an episode where I was like, like not a lot of Hypnos that episode, like a very Hypnos light episode. Like I never walked away from one thinking like one
Those
character
scariest
did.
ones. Hypnos
When
light meant
Hypnos is
Hypnos was coming
quiet.
in heavy at some point, and those were the scariest episodes.
Hypnos lying in wait episodes.
Yes.
Lying in, yeah.
But I never really felt like there was that kind of thing where I was like, oh, that episode like was really light on one character. Like, no, I think we all tried to make space for each other and lift each other up for those moments, which was like so nice, because you do get into that when you're playing games with people, especially people you haven't played with before, of like they expect you to be able to create space for yourself, which is one hard to do like over Zoom.
Yes.
That's what I was going to point out.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, like,
you
it's-
see body language when you're in person, so you can actually catch those cues easier. When you're on Zoom, you're just like hoping that you don't step over someone. Like,
But everyone did a great job of reading those. Like, even though we're on Zoom, everything's delayed. We did a great job reading those cues with each other. And again, checking in with each other in our own chats. Like, that's what not all everyone sees, is that we are literally checking in with each other every episode.
Yes, I again, on paper, this should have been the most difficult game I've ran. 100%. There's many things making it so, and I can say without question, this was the easiest game I have ever ran in my life. I have never looked more forward to every week. Where again, a lot of games are their work. It's hard. It's fucking hard running a game. And sometimes you get that we're like, yeah, it's fun. I'm excited to play, but goddamn, like, all right, here we go. I looked forward to this, and this was my like I said, Monday was my serotonin appetizer with Wes's gift thread, which bless you, Wes. Again, all you guys did so
yeah.
fucking good at I suck at social media. So again, all you guys killed
perfect.
it with keeping the hype going with all of that, give me things, and then yeah, this was my meal. This filled my belly every week, kept me going, and like I said, easiest thing I've ever ran in a heartbeat. And you can see, going back and watching, you can see in the first couple episodes, I have the reins. I'm really taking you plot by plot. And then once we had that trust, and I realized like these guys are fucking creative powerhouses, and I want to see what they do on their own. Some of my favorite moments were just letting go of the reins. And I've never so much in the game being like, time passes, what do you do? And it just being magic. Because again, I want to control the flow, because again, I like think of things episodic. We're streaming. This isn't just for us. This is for an audience, for entertainment. And yeah, it's the easiest thing I've ever done in my life, and I'm so grateful for that. 10 out of 10. Would do it
Those
again.
time passes scenes, all those sequences are beautiful. Like some of the best. Like just letting free form.
Yeah.
Like,
And yeah, I used to tell you guys, like, but in the Twitch and stuff, like, hey, just so you guys know, like, you're gonna have to come up with your own stuff. Like, I used to give you the warnings, and I'm like, I don't fucking, like, who cares? Like, like that was the first time, and then I'm just like, yeah, the trust, such quick trust. Again, this is the easiest shit I've ever done in my life, and that's the biggest compliment I could give anyone, because I'm a lazy motherfucker. But with that, I think we're on board to do it again. So if you're here, you heard it first. Season 2 at some point in the future, because we certainly left off at a cliffhanger to see where things go. Though this is definitely a story with a very finite end. Monster Hearts is one of those things where I think you could just go for ages and ages. It's things gotta burn bright and then burn.
Three Celsi bully over here.
Yeah, I drink during these games. Whatever. It's because I trust you.
Fucking, yeah.
I'm sitting
Anyway.
over here with a bottle of whiskey next to me. I'm
fucking.
That's what was in my cup.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Hey, me too.
Fill your cups with Hades High School as we
and don't forget the sweet merch.
yeah, we need merch going. Wes, again, do it. You guys fucking do it. Like, not even in game, out of game, with all the support and the advice and the things. These are professionals I have gathered, and I'm much better for it. So thank you
I like
from the
doing
bottom of my
this
heart.
shit. It's fun to me.
And you're fucking
making
good
the
at it. You
gifts
guys are
and
great
making
at
that
it.
stuff. It's
Because
yeah. I mean,
I suck. So I'm glad I get to lean on you for that without even asking. Anyway,
For my love language.
my love language is eating shit. And with that, that has been our final after show of Hades High School Season 1.
Fuck.
No,
You will
it's
see this
over.
group in the near future, luckily. But these characters, we'll see what happens. We'll see them again. Until then, take care of yourselves. Goodbye.